Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead, and it's time for another canning video. This is part of the collab with Constance over at Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So if you want to join it, you will do hashtag March Canning Madness at Cosmopolitan Cornbread, and she will add you to the list. There are several prizes. The main one is a new steam canner. Now, also, the people that are contributing the videos are eligible for a prize as well. I think it's 2 cases of canning jars, which I'm sure we all can use. So, I have been shopping at the, I call it Amish, not Amish store. And I've gotten ground pork for $2 a pound, and I've gotten the ground turkey for $2 a pound. And then I do have some of my hamburger that I got last summer during 4th of July for $1.99 a pound. And I'd been talking to Renee, and I thought, you know, I have quite a bit of hamburger on the shelf, but what would it taste like to have all 3 mixed together? And she said she thought it would be awesome. So that's what we're going to do. Normally I would use my Instapot to do this, but because I want to get them all mixed together, I don't want to have to do, you know, because I don't think I could get all the batches to fit into one. Does that make sense? So I'd have to keep, you know what I mean? So this way I figure I can get it all into one. I've got 6 pounds of the turkey, and I've got 2 pounds of hamburger, and then I have 5 pounds of the pork. So I figure my big pan should be able to handle all of it. Where the Instapot, you're only going to get about 6 pounds in at one time, and that'll be it. I'm going to start that up so it can start getting up warm enough that it'll start frying. I mean, I figured that, you know, we do sometimes, like for our lasagnas and stuff like that. A lot of times, look at that. Good thing I got that out of there. A lot of times, we're mixing the meat to do that, like with pork and burger and whatever. So, why not can it like that, and then you're getting meat on your shelves that is way cheaper. I don't know if you guys have checked out hamburger prices right now. Yeah, it's crazy. And I haven't done this without my Instapot in forever, because that's usually what I do use. If it's thawed out, it usually takes about 35 minutes. But you do, you know, about 6 pounds at a time. And, you know, you'd have to keep doing another one. And I just thought, you know what? I think I can fry this up quicker than an hour because it is thawed out, and get it done. It's going to be pretty full. So I'm going to start cooking it up, and then I'll be back. Alright, so it was actually quicker than doing my Instapot. It took 51 minutes to do all 13 pounds of meat, where I would have had it in 70 minutes in my Instapot. But boy, there was a lot of this going on. Like, mashing it down. So now I have all my jars have been washed. I have my lids in hot water, and then I have water to clean my rims off. So what we're going to do, I'm not heating up my pan because I'm going to actually let all this cool down before I start canning it. But we're going to look for, I got 13 jars out because I figured 13 pounds, maybe it's usually a pound per jar. So I figured 13, but I do have more jars over there clean, just in case I can get more, because you know I'm not going to complain if I get more. I mean, that'd be just stupid. So you're going to want to push it down. I do not put any liquid in mine. when I put the liquid in, it, to me, does not smell good and it does not taste good. So I have chosen not to do that, and it turns out beautifully. You don't see all the fat in it and whatever, but when you cook with it, it's beautiful. It doesn't, yeah, it's not gross by any means. But I think the mixture of this is going to be really good. And, you know, honestly, you could, and I thought about doing it, where like I'd make some of it into sloppy joes and some into this and that and whatever. And Tom kind of talked me out of that because he was like, you know, the hamburger's already cooked. Whoa, that would have been a mess. He goes, the hamburger's already cooked. You can make whatever you want from it. And, you know, so he wins out this time. Because he's right. You know, you can make it into anything that you want to. There's no reason to, you know, make up all the other stuff to go with it. Now, if you want to, you can. And if you want to make spices, like when I was talking to Renee, she said, you know, do like garlic powder, onion powder, stuff that you would actually use in just about anything that you'd cook with it. You know what I mean? And that makes sense to me. And then I got to thinking, while all of this was cooking, is that, you know, this isn't the only meat you could use. You could use, you know, venison. I know some people get elk, all different kinds of burger. You could mix it all together. And actually, you know, when you go to get your burger done at a processor from your deer, usually they mix it with something else. So I don't know if it costs more because they do that, but maybe you could actually do it yourself by, you know, browning it up first and then adding, you know what I mean, whatever you needed to add. So that's just a thought too. I'm not sure how that'd work out, but I'm sure you could talk to your processor and find out. I just think this turns out, looks beautiful. And, you know, instead of paying, what is hamburger right now, $5 a pound? Yeah. Instead of paying $5 a pound, I've done all this meat for $2 a pound. And I already have quite a bit on my shelf downstairs. But, you know, I think with most of us, ground beef is probably one of the biggest things that we go through. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that that's kind of one of the thing that we go through the most. So I'm going to keep filling up these jars. I don't think you need to watch me fill them all. So I'm going to fill them up, and then we'll come back and do the next step. All right. I decided, because the jars were still just a tad bit warm, that I'd start to warm up my canner. The water's not hot, it's just warm. And I put 7 down on the bottom. Then I have my divider. We're going to set that right on top. And then we're going to clean up the rest of these and get them put in the canner. So just like with anything else that we can, make sure that we clean those rims off really good, especially with it being meat. You don't want to leave that on there, because let me tell you, then, you know, you got to use it up that day, and yeah. And when I do meat, I even go around the sides too. Not so much if it's raw pack, but when it's cooked like this, because there is oil in there. There's grease in there. And you want to make sure that you get all that off. I am using my 4-jar lids today. I want to make sure that everything seals. And if you do everything right, it should. You know, sometimes there's human error, and, you know, we're not perfect. Now, I did get 13.5 pints. And this video is going to be for Monday morning, because I have to go get my tire fixed. I gotta go to the chiropractor and get my tire fixed. So I did have a half a pint left, and you'll see that on Saturday night's video. I'm going to add it to my dinner, so it'll get used up today. Well, Saturday, yeah, you know what I mean. I just want to make sure I get my videos out, because I'd like to do 3 canning videos a week while we're doing this collaboration, and get stuff stocked up and done. And make sure you put your rings on fingertip tight. That's why we got the Big Daddy out today, because the little one I can't double stack. Alright, so we're going to put the rest of those in the canner. My canner, I think, takes 9 pints. So if you had 18 jars, you could do 18. If you have that many. Now we're going to get that lid put on. This is my Presto 23 quart, by the way. To me, that's the Big Daddy. Tom got out the small one this morning. He goes, that is big because it's fat. And I'm like, no, that's not a big one. So now I'm going to bring this one up so that it will come to steam through this vent hole right here. And it's got to steam for 10 minutes. Then we can put on our jiggler. Then we can start our time. Because it's pints, it's 75 minutes. If it was quarts, it'd be 90 minutes. I'll be back. Alright, so I wanted to tell you a difference between this and my regular canner that I use. On the Presto 23 quart, that actually has a gauge as well that you can, you know, see where it goes up to 10 pounds. That's what I need for my area is 10 pounds. Then the jiggler will start. I did hear on another channel, I replaced that gauge, and I guess I didn't have to because I have that 10-pound weight on there. It would have done it anyway, because those gauges are expensive to replace. The lid fell on the floor and it broke it. But I came back before it starts jiggling and making a bunch of noise. I know that lately doing the videos, I have found a lot of people that are really good at water bathing, but they're so afraid to go to pressure canning. And water bathing is great, and now that there's steam canners, even better. But I know when I first started pressure canning, I was scared to death. Do you remember the old pressure cookers? My mom had one on her stove right here, and it exploded. And it went all over the ceiling. And until I actually had the house remodeled and whatever, that mark was still on the ceiling. So when I was being taught how to do that, and they're like, okay, put the jiggler on, I was like, no. And so they're like, I can't be here every time that, you know, you can. So I reluctantly did it. Reluctantly, believe me, I was like petrified. And it turned out really, really good. And after that, you will learn, if you can learn to pressure can. Like, you can literally hear it boiling in there. It gets so hot, you know, so that's good. It's making your food nice and safe. That's why you can use it for meat and etc. But once you get past that fear, a whole new world opens up to you. I mean, you can do a lot with steam canning and water bathing. I mean, beautiful things you can can with that. A lot of really good things you can can with that. But boy, when you can start doing meats and soups and just all kinds of stuff, you know, it really, really widens that beauty of canning. Now I can sit here next to this canner and I don't think anything of it. I can sit here, read my Bible, I can get ready for the next batch of stuff to go in. It doesn't matter. I don't feel scared about it at all. So my challenge to you is, if you really, really, really want to learn to pressure can. I've done this for a couple people, and now they're canning crazy. But let me know what you want to can. You know, if it's basic, just meat. I mean, I don't want to do meals in a jar and stuff like that, but just basic stuff so that you can get comfortable. We'll do a video. My people that have been here for a long time will completely understand. And I'll do step by step by step by step. And you can watch that video over and over and over again. And I promise, once you get used to it, sky's the limit, you guys. So you can either put the comment below or email me at citygirlhomestead2022@gmail, and I will do a video with you. And you know what? Maybe you can love canning as much as a lot of us already do. So now it's up to actually 11 pounds. And can you see the jiggler? It's going. So now I'm going to regulate my stove. Usually it's just below medium, and I want it to stay 10 to 12 is fine too. But you want that jiggler so that's not like going crazy. I know, sound effects, eh? But you want it to be either a slow rock like that, which this one, it doesn't really stop. It's a new jiggler for it too. The old one, let me see if I can find it. The old one that came with it does not work anymore, so I had to get a new jiggler. And this one doesn't seem to stop in between. It just does a small, consistent jiggle like that one, which is fine. You just don't want it to stop and then not start back up or go really fast. So it's going to do that soft jiggle. I'm going to set my timer for 75 minutes. When it finishes, turn your heat off, turn your timer off, and just let it set. Bring it down to pressure on its own. Do not open that up sooner. I only did it once because I was so excited because, you know, we need a glass right here so we can see it. But I did break a glass, a jar, and you don't want to do that because jars are expensive, even when you buy them used. So, I'll be back, but I have that challenge for you, so if you guys want to learn how to do it, I will do a step-by-step video with you, and let's get to canning. I'm telling you guys, it's so relaxing doing all the prep and just, you create such beautiful things afterwards. Whether it's regular canning, rebel canning, whatever. And if you rebel, I'm good with that. Just make sure that it's safe things. You know what I mean? Like, I love to rebel. I do. I haven't done any rebel yet, but I will be. I think. I'm pretty much guaranteed. But I wouldn't start rebelling like, okay, I did a load of beans and now I'm ready to rebel. Don't do that. Get safe and understand what the safety precautions are first. And there's things that I will not rebel because it is so far out there that I'm like, no. I would not give that to my family. So use common sense too. Sorry I'm making the video longer, but I was really sitting here thinking I would love if everybody that wants to can could do it all. You know, whether it's the pressure canning, steam canning, water bathing, whatever, because right now with the economy, I mean, they say actually some things are coming down and like egg prices and whatever, and I'm pretty excited about that. But, you know, with everything going on, we don't know how expensive our food is going to get. So if you can grab sales like I've been doing, and I did a video kind of like this the other day, but if you can grab that stuff, grab it. Preserve it, whether it's freezing it, you know, dehydrating it, you know, canning it, whatever it happens to be. Because this stuff that I paid, you know, $2 a pound for, I got turkey for 99 cents a pound. You know, the prices are going up. Think about $4 for turkey instead of 99 cents. Help yourself with the inflation and everything by stocking up what you can now. Shop those sales. I know everybody's like, corned beef is such a good deal right now. Not here in Michigan. The cheapest I found it is $4.99 a pound. And we're not the biggest fans of it, so I'm not going to pay that. I'm just not. So, you know, I would like to try corned beef hash or whatever, but not at that price. So, but search your stuff and get it put in jars or in the freezer and save some money. And stock it to the rafters. I'll be back in about almost 2 hours. Alright, so there we go. 13 jars of mixed burger. 13 beautiful meals at a much lower price than doing just hamburger. So make sure you go over, look at Cosmopolitan Cornbread's list. Go visit the other channels. They've got a lot of really great canning videos out there. Give them a look. If you like them, subscribe. Same here. Subscribe, share, comment, hit the like button, all that good stuff. It really does help me get out there. And I will leave a link for the 4-jar canning lids. You can get a discount whether you're in Canada or the United States. And every one of them have already popped, so that's a good thing. You guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing.